Thought for the day. The only limits you have are the limits you believe.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we're discussing how to identify and overcome limiting beliefs. Have a listen.
If you've been having a hard time identifying what your limiting beliefs are, this video is going to help you. If you watch until the end of this video, you're going to understand how exactly you can start using this process in your life to uncover those beliefs that have been holding you back and release yourself from them, stepping into that life you want to have. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to start with is my limiting beliefs on what I could do in the world and how I got love. So from 9 years old to 25 years old, I basically was fixated on making the Olympics. There was an event that I wanted to happen. In order to understand myself better, I'm going to share with you what was going on in that obsession. Well, for one, I felt that if I could make the Olympic team, then I would have value in people's life. They would want to be friends or stay connected to me because the value I brought to them was through what I did. Now, for you, this could be about a job or a career. If I could get this position, then I would be valuable to people. They would respect me. What meaning or value do you put on this event? This can really start to help you understand what you're looking for. For me, I dedicated all of my teenage years and most of my college life, and after that, all dedicated to make the Olympic team so then I would have worth. So already we're understanding more about me, and simply by peeling back, what was my mission? I wanted to make the Olympics. Well, why did I want to make the Olympics? And this is something you can do right now. That goal, and again, to be clear, goals are not bad. Having a goal and having a mission in life does not mean you have limiting beliefs. However, you want to understand what is really fueling you. Because if it comes from a limiting belief or a lack, you want to address that need, get clear with yourself, and make sure that's actually what you want to spend your life doing. Because if not, as you start to heal these wounds, release these limiting beliefs, it actually frees you to be as you authentically were meant to be. So again, for me, I wanted to make the Olympic team. Why did I want to? At the time, I thought, I wanted to show people that they could really do it. But really, when I started to really search my heart, it was because I wanted to be loved and accepted. And I thought if I made the Olympic team, I would have more value to people and I would be able to maintain connections. So really, at the root of that Olympic pursuit was me wanting to maintain or have connection. So when I started to understand the meaning, and for me, this actually happened after the fact. I didn't make the Olympic team, and it really showed me what I was looking for, which was connection. And it really made me have to look at the idea, the limiting belief, right? Because now for me at the time was I lacked something. And with this event, I would be whole and complete. So again, you're also seeing that I didn't feel like I was enough, limiting belief. I didn't feel like I was worthy, limiting belief. So the reason that I was so set on trying to manifest or trying to draw this to me or work really, really hard, it was actually echoing something from the past. So the past basically creates your perception. Your eyes are not what's seeing your reality right now, your brain. And your brain has all the conditions, all the programs, and you're seeing through the lens of that. That's why you will draw to you things that continue to echo that energy, not because that's your worth or what you're capable of, but so you can resolve and heal this past and then break that energy chain. So for me, it looked like, what was my past? I thought as a kid, I perceived that my value was through what I did. I had to go out and be a hero or go out and win sports. And when I could win sports, So for you, what event are you looking for? What thing, if you had that amount of money or if you had that job? And again, don't think about, oh, well then, Abby, if I don't have that money, then all these bad things will happen. But let's look at you when it comes to that emotional aspect, the emotional energy. What would you be rejected? Would you be abandoned? Would you be looked down on? Because if you can start to see that, you can start to see what you really feel about yourself, what you feel you're lacking here in the moment, which is going to be fueled by a limiting belief from the past. So simply digging in deeper and understanding the meaning you're placing on having this new experience in life. It's because that event, there's end emotions that you feel you want, which is good. But if you're feeling that there's no other way to get them in your life unless you have this, it's going to start revealing those limiting beliefs and that distortion of how you get your needs met. So for this second example, we're going to move right over here, and it's going to be about love. And this is going to be a little bit different because what this is going to do, it's going to show you more of a real-time situation. So for me, with love, I had a rejection, a lot of abandonment, or maybe the person was still there, but I just consistently felt not seen or not appreciated, or I had to go all the way over and maybe do 90% of the work and they'd come 10% in. And if I didn't do that, I thought the relationship would fall apart. So what you got to understand, for me in the romantic situations, something would happen. Maybe they showed up to an event, but they seemed really disinterested. So they're unhappy. Oh, okay. So my interpretation, rather than seeing, okay, they got their own shit, that's not my responsibility. I thought because of my past, I'm responsible for their unhappiness. Something I did caused them to be dissatisfied here. And therefore, I put that meaning in it. From this event and this situation, the meanings I was putting on is going to reveal a huge aspect to what your limiting beliefs are. Because whatever meaning you're putting on there, and for me, oh, they're unhappy, it must be my fault, which would be a belief based on the past that I'm emotionally responsible for other people, which would be codependence. But at the time, I thought that that was love. I thought that that was a relationship. So already, oh, well, they're unhappy at this situation. I've done something wrong and I need to make up for it. Again, I'm responsible for other people's emotions. If I do bad things, they're going to leave me. So again, this meaning is giving you a lot of information about your first impression of how you get your needs met or what connection looks like. So it's relational trauma, specifically in this love example. Now, relational trauma doesn't have to look like an early on environment where things are really crazy or chaotic or you came from a loveless home. Not at all. Really, trauma, according to Gabor Mate, is basically you have a natural way of being in the world. Something outside of you, an event happens, and it causes you to feel like you're not safe to be that way anymore, that you won't get your needs met, that you'll get abandoned. So you start to distort. So that distortion of how you have to be in order to have your needs met or in order to stay connected and not be rejected, that's the trauma.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.